At long last, CD Projekt Red fans rejoice. Finally, the long-awaited announcement, 12 years after the release of The Witcher 3, it's finally time to experience more DLC for The Witcher 3.
And Modern Warfare 4 is the next Call of Duty title, and we got all the juicy deets. We're going to be talking about this and a whole bunch more right now on Gaming News Weekly. What's up, everybody? It's time for another episode of Gaming News Weekly, the best weekly video game news show out there. Every single week, we bring you all the biggest news from the video game industry. You can find us on YouTube and podcast services everywhere. My name is E-Rock the Red, as always, joined by this man, Mr. Full Clip. What's going on, dude? How are you?
Doing all right. How are you?
I'm good. I don't know. Like how does my energy feel? Does it feel good? I feel like I'm overcompensating because I'm really, really tired. All right.
Oh,
That's good. Yeah, I was just complaining to you before we even started that. Yeah, I'm very tired. I have a headache. I'm hungover. I partied too hard this weekend, but you know the news waits for no man, and we got a lot of it. So that's what we're doing here. So I'm just gonna try to keep my energy up. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, what have you been up to?
Been getting into a little new game called Rune Dice. Have you heard of that one?
I have heard of that one, and I was really surprised when I looked at the Steam there, and I saw you playing, a deck builder of sorts. I was proud. It was a proud moment.
Oh, yeah.
And I played the demo when it first came out, and I meant to get the game, and I forgot. I didn't even realize that it had come out. How is it?
Yep. Yeah, it just came out a little over a week ago, but we missed it because it's not like a big fancy game or anything. It's just a $15 thing on Steam. And I've got the itch for these roguelites or roguelikes. I'm not sure which qualifies into which category. But I was looking for something particular just to hold me over for a little while. Something that was going to be like a relatively small download because, my internet's horrible. Something fairly cheap because I'm cheap. And something like, I like playing Clover Pit. I like playing Ball Pit. These different little roguelikes. I'm getting kind of a taste for them. And then I saw that this was a new release. I saw that it was like overwhelmingly positive reviews on it and decided to try it out. And so far, like, I don't know how many hours I put in, probably 10 to 15, somewhere in there. And it's got me hooked. I'm trying to go for all the trophies, but I know there's like a long grind for the last few in there. It's fun. So just like to kind of describe it, it's a dice game, but kind of counterintuitively, the individual dice, what it lands on doesn't matter. It's not like a 6-sided die. Every single dice just has like one number on it. And what you're trying to do is match dice on the board. And they have it's physics based, so you can't completely control it. You're trying to like organize the chaos of how these dice fall and the way they fall. They're trying to pop towards each other and keep climbing in the combo until you've matched all the dice on the board or the board resets. And all these different dice that you're hitting, some of them give you health, some of them give you gold, some of them are like special to your class that you're playing. You have like druid, bard, necromancer, all these different classes that fight in a slightly similar or slightly different style than each other. And your main thing is you're adding up attack points, and you've got like a little slew of enemies across the top of the screen. And the more of those attack points you get, you're trying to fight them off. But of course, they're all unique and they all have their own little quirks. Some of them like completely heal. So if you don't get enough points out of one dice roll, it will just completely reheal, and you're just wasting your time until you get like over 13 hit points to take it out and start attacking the next monster.
I really like the design of it. I remember from playing in the demo, I thought it was satisfying when the dice get, or the runes, or I guess the dice, when they get close enough together where they kind of like snap together. I enjoyed
Yeah.
that physics dynamic of it. That was fun.
Yeah, it will either like be fun or enrage you sometimes because the physics based part of the dice, you're watching that dice like go right toward that one you're wanting it to merge with, and then you could pop off 3 or 4 more combos. But it's like it's got that little bit of a beveled edge to the dice, so it'll be going right toward it and then turn on that bevel and be somewhere else and stop. Everything stops and you're screwed.
Classic. Yeah, it's on my wish list. It looks fun. I want to check it out. It's only $15. Yeah, so definitely right up my alley. I like that. So this was like a big thing, dude. There's so many of the deck builders are now like dice based now. Ever since Balatro came out and was, did that with the cards, and now they're like, okay, let's fuck with some dice now. So it's
Yeah.
interesting. I mean, all right. Before I take over, anything else that you want to add?
No, I think that's all I played this past week.
Okay. So this is kind of like a theme because the 2 games that I played are also deck builders. So it's like, if you're not a fan of deck builders, get out of here. We don't even want you here anyways. No, that's not true. There's going to be cool stuff coming up after this. But let me just talk about these couple deck builders that I played. The first one, and they're both brand new. So I was going to add them to the new releases, but I'm like, no, I'm just gonna run through them real fast as part of what I was playing. It's called Moonsigil Atlas. It came out on May 28th. This is a deck builder, but instead of using like energy or points or whatever, it uses space. So like on your screen is like it's like a big circle, and it's broken up into grids, and then like your cards represent different shapes within that circle that has like different tiles. So like as long as you can fit your card in there, you can play it. There's no like amount of energy. So like there's a lot of technique that goes into playing the cards. It's really interesting. I've never played anything like it in terms of like this kind of style of gameplay. And then it's your basic deck builder. You got to, energy, or you got to do damage, you got to block, that sort of thing. But it's really, really interesting. I'm kind of figuring out the techniques now. At first I was like, man, this is dumb. It's frustrating. And then the more like I got a new character, and I'm playing with that and doing different things. And I'm intrigued. I'm having fun trying to figure out how to win this game. So that's Moonsigil Atlas. And then I started playing on Game Pass, a new game that just came out on May 27th, Echo Generation 2. We talked briefly about it last week when we were talking about the Game Pass lineup. This is also a deck builder, but this one's more of a turn-based game that uses cards as your ability. So think of it as like a turn-based role-playing game, but instead of choosing attack, blah, 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 you have cards that you collect that do the attacks and that sort of thing. So this one is interesting. So I didn't play Echo Generation 1. I didn't know, I'm just like, I'm going to check it out. It's a deck builder. And it's kind of like Stranger Things. It's broken up into different chapters. And then it's actually really like funny. There's a lot of bits. Like the second chapter you play is like this father of 2 kids, and there's like these mutants that come get you, and like he gives like his small child, he's probably like 6 years old, like an axe, and then he has like a 1-year-old baby, and he's like, here's a knife. You have to fight with me. Okay. So like then you control the children, and the baby's doing like these attacks and stuff like that. It's really really enjoyable. I was looking at reviews of it, and I was surprised that the reviews weren't better for it because I'm having a blast. But they are comparing it a little bit to the first one, which I never played, and then also saying that it's a little too short, which I guess, I may be like halfway through. But overall, both enjoyable deck builders, and yeah, it's such a great genre, and you could have. I mean, yours is like you're throwing dice. This one is like an alien with cards. This one is like space, and it's great. There's so many different things you could do within the genre. So yeah. Any questions?
Not a question, but a statement. The squirrel with a gun people really need to get onto the sequel, Baby with a Knife. That'll sell.
Yes. yeah, let's get Baby with a Knife going here. Maybe this is a game that we can build together ourselves, and try to, Baby with a Knife. Um, it's going to be tough though if the baby dies. Like that's a big turnoff for a lot of people. So we'll, we'll have to figure out ways around that. Because even as I'm playing it, my son and my wife are in there, and she's like, "What happens if the baby dies?" I'm like, "I don't know. We're not gonna find out because I'm too good at this game." So,
Yeah.
but yeah, man. Deck builders, and I promise now. Let me see. We're not going to talk about any deck builders the rest of the game. So that was it. So if you got anything else to add about deck builders, let's get it out now because we're going to move on after this. Anything?
Nah, I don't think so.
All right. So it is time for our new releases from last week. Good games this week. First up, 007 First Light came out May 27th on PC, PS5, Xbox SX, and the Nintendo Switch 2. This is the game from IO Interactive. They did the Hitman series, so now this is kind of like, picture James Bond, a young James Bond, mixed with like the Hitman kind of idea, and that's what you got here. This is like a third-person action-adventure game, but then it does have like that stealth element that Hitman has, where you got to like kind of get creative and figure out how to, do your missions in a fun, creative James Bond kind of way. So it's got all the cool vehicles, the James Bond gadgets, and then a ton of like really like great like cinematic scenes, kind of like you're watching a James Bond movie. I'm hearing great things about the writing in this one, and currently it is at an 88 on Open Critics, so very, very well received. When I was looking at the reviews earlier this week when it first came out, I almost bought the damn game. Just because I love James Bond, and I'm not a huge Hitman fan. That's the reason. That's the one reason I didn't get it, because like how I feel about stealth games, but like I definitely want to play this just based on I want to watch this. So I mean, I could guess watch it on Twitch or YouTube or whatever, but that's no fun. So what are your thoughts on this bad boy here?
Man, I was kind of turned off when I saw the original, like there was like a 15-minute playthrough video or something of the opening of it. And I blame Indiana Jones and that game.
You hated that game.
Great Circle. I didn't have a good time with it. I don't know what it was. It just felt kind of lackluster, but I didn't make it that far into it. So I'm just in the mindset that these like movie games from AAA developers just aren't going to be any good. But I didn't realize there was more of like a Hitman aspect to it. So that's got me. I mean, that's intriguing. I've never played the Hitman games, but I understand the concept of what you're supposed to do in there. And that could be cool from a James Bond perspective. I've never seen a lot of the James Bond movies either, and part of the premise, like he just kind of bangs his way to the top or bangs his way through the movie. There's like always some kind of love interest, if that's what you want to call it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if I told you could do that in the game, would that be any more interesting for you?
Eventually, I would run to the store right there.
Yeah, everything about it, like as a James Bond fan, like this, I'll be playing it hopefully before the end of the year. Maybe if it's like, give me a $10 off sale, that's all I need, $20 off, I'll take it. Maybe this is like a Black Friday type game. This is a perfect Black Friday game. So yeah, man, it moved a ton of units. I don't remember the exact numbers, like 1.5 million units sold. It's like the fastest selling IO interactive game, which is crazy because they've done a lot of great games. So yeah, very excited for this one. And then our next big title, Mina the Hollower, came out May 29th on PC, PS5, Xbox SX, and the Nintendo Switches. This is the latest game from Yacht Club Games. They did Shovel Knight. This has been very, very long anticipated. And it's a 8-bit action adventure game. It's supposed to like kind of simulate like a Game Boy Color kind of style. and it's basically kind of like Zelda meets like a Souls like. You know, you got to leap, you dodge, you burrow underneath things. You get different weapons. You got a cool whip, and then you just got to like equip these trinkets that you find to like get you powered up. But at the same time, you know, it's got those Souls-like elements where if you die, you got to, you know, go back here and get back out there. And then there's a lot of that precision platforming too. And I'm hearing that this game is hard as fuck. And at the same time, it's the highest reviewed game of the year currently with a 93 on OpenCritic. So again, I had that FOMO, but this is definitely not for me. I don't really care for the, you know, the 8 GB, you know, little sprite things or the super hard games. What about you? Is this one that you could see yourself playing?
Probably not for the same reasons. Like,
Yeah,
16-bit and beyond, like Super Nintendo era, those games to me look graphically beautiful and so nostalgic, but it's hard to take a step back to the 8-bit for me. Like original NES is what I'm thinking. And that color palette, it never looks quite right to me. It looks nostalgic when I look at the video for this game, but it doesn't look pleasing to me.
gotcha. Yeah, I agree. There's just something missing. I know there's a huge like market for these games and people enjoy them and the simplicity of it. But yeah, it's just not for me. And I'm like, so like, it's only $20. So I was like, maybe I'll see what the buzz is about. Cause I really just wanted to, and then I found out like 2 of my close friends got it. So I'm like, I'll just ask them. And then the one was like, this game is so hard. I'm like pulling my hair. And I'm just like, all right, yeah, it's not how I want to spend my weekend, getting frustrated, about a Game Boy Color game, you know? So I chose not to. We'll save that money and put it elsewhere. So, but yeah, I do want to hear if anybody out there has played these games, you know, let us know. And I want to hear your thoughts on them because, yeah, 2 of the best reviewed games this year. And, you know, and we're not playing them, dude. It feels wrong. It feels wrong. We're just playing deck builders like a couple of assholes. All right. That's it for our new releases. We got a ton of news this week, so let's do it. It's time for our news of the week. All right, I'm going to let you kind of decide where we're going here. So give me a one-word answer. Swords, guns, or RAM?
I don't know what that one is referring to. Let's go RAM.
RAM. I like it. And it's not the animal RAM. We're talking about the Steam Deck here. We're talking about the Steam Deck finally being available again after being sold out for, I don't know, it was months and months of being sold out. Finally available. Good news, right? Everything's right in the world. No, not good news. They raised the goddamn price. $250 for one model or $260 for one model. $300 for the 1 terabyte model, making it, I don't think it's a great move anymore. I don't think a Steam Deck is a good buy anymore. You could get an ROG Ally, which is a newer product, for like half the price now. Like, I don't know, maybe not half, $500, $600. Oh man, I was so frustrated when I saw this. I love my Steam Deck, but like making it, I don't know, this is rough, you know. And it is, it's due to the, you know, the shortage of RAM and the cost of everything. So I don't think that this is going to be changing anytime soon. I think this is the new current price point, especially because it fucking immediately sold out, dude, at this new price point. Mm-hmm. I don't understand it. I was like, well, no, they're not going to sell any of those. The next day they were all gone. Yeah. What do you think of this whole debacle?
At $1,000 for a Steam Deck, you could get a decent PC. I mean, it's not going to be like top specs or anything, but for about $1,000, you can get a really decent PC. Not limit yourself to just what can be ran on the Steam Deck. With the Steam machines coming out sometime, somewhere, in some
Maybe,
universe. I don't know.
maybe.
Yeah, but I assume that the price on that is going to have to be ridiculous when it comes out as well.
Yeah,
If we're looking at this for the Steam Deck, so yeah, like you said, I don't think it's a good buy. And even if you are looking for that handheld form factor, there are probably better options like the Xbox Ally X and other things that are going to natively play the different storefronts that you don't have to do
yep.
workarounds and things for.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, let's see what is this one? $600 for maybe this is the old model, the ROG Xbox Ally. Oh, this is the 500 some gigabyte. Yeah, the 1 terabyte of that is $1,000. So I don't know, man. It's crazy. The Steam machine is DOA. I mean, we've seen the specs for that. The specs for that, the machine should be retail $600. It's a 1080p box that plays your Steam games on your television. It's not even 4K. So like, but they're going to charge, over $1,000. It doesn't make sense. So to me, I was very much looking forward to that Steam machine, and yeah, I don't, unless they take a huge loss and try to make up for it in games. I don't even know if it comes out anymore, dude. Like, I don't know. I'm saying this while the $1,000 Steam Decks sold out in a day. So I'm probably the asshole who's wrong, you know?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess what the one thing that you can't underplay here is that people want simplicity when it comes to everybody on the internet. Like,
Yep.
I want to play PC games. What do I get?
Yeah.
They're going for laptops, and people are looking at all-in-ones. It's kind of misguided. You can play games on a laptop,
Yeah.
but it's not the same as having like a PC. But people want that convenience factor. Sometimes more so than the mobile factor. They want the convenience of it just works. So just like a console, but opening yourself up to that whole Steam catalog. So I think, yeah, they'll probably buy the Steam machine. It'll probably be sold out. It'll probably cost a ridiculous price. But that's, I guess, because a lot of people may not realize you can go to like Best Buy and Walmart and now get like the same components that people would tell you to build into a PC. You can buy
Yeah.
those pre-made machines for like a reasonable price these days.
Yeah, it's a good point. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see if that, what does happen with that. The whole market with tech and everything is just a mess because of these AI and the data centers and stuff. It's crazy. I don't know how much worse it can get before it does really start affecting this, not even just like video games, but just things across all matters of life, because we're so tech based,
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. It's not great. It's not great. All right. Okay, so ramp, that's off the table. All right, swords or guns?
Guns.
Guns it is. Modern Warfare 4 is the next title in the Call of Duty lineup of games. And we've got a lot of information about. We got a nice trailer that came out showing like the setting and the campaign. So here's what we do know. It's going to be out for PC, PS5, Xbox, and the Nintendo Switch 2, which is crazy. Before we get into it, what are your thoughts on that? Nintendo Switch 2 seeing a first Call of Duty title ever? Is it ever? I mean, for the Switch 2.
For the Switch 2? Yeah,
do you think that's going to work?
This is the first day and date. They're calling it the first day and date because I definitely know that like Call of Duty World at War. I played that on the Wii, and that was actually a lot of fun. And it was a different experience than you could get on the other consoles, just because like the little controller. It was nice.
Absolutely.
But yeah, it is. It's interesting to see that, and from what I understand, it's working out pretty well. They're saying it plays pretty nicely. I mean,
yeah,
Nintendo coming into their own just a little bit, but that's probably more so because all of the tech and the specs are like plateauing right now, so they have no choice but to kind of catch up.
Yep. Yeah, it's interesting. I'm excited to see how it sells on that console. Going to be coming out October 23rd. We do know that the campaign is set in South Korea. Based on, we saw the cinematic trailer. This gorgeous trailer. I really, as much as I shit on the Call of Duty games, every time they release one of these trailers, it gets me fired up. They have a great marketing department with these. The trailer was fantastic. But yeah, set in South Korea. There's some like North Korea stuff where you at one point you play as a North Korean soldier and see things from that side. It's a really interesting sounding stuff. And it's a lot more grounded. There's not, jetpacks and stuff like that. This one, like the new movement is that you could like hang off of ledges. So you could hang off of a wall and shoot people. So I'm sure, that'll happen to me when I start playing it. I'll get shot by people just hanging off of walls regularly. And then as far as the multiplayer, it's 12 new 6v6 maps. There's a new thing called Kill Block, which sounds interesting. And then instead of the zombies mode, they're doing the DMZ back to that. I think that was from Warzone. It was featured in that, where it's kind of like an extraction shooter. So that's going to be included in this. So now, yeah, I want to hear your thoughts. I know you've moved on. From the Call of Duty over to the Battlefield side. Are you still Team Battlefield, or did this do anything to bring you back?
If my internet connection ever gets better again, I think I'm not really team anything multiplayer right now.
Sure.
But yeah, and that's a big factor in this as well, because I really only play Call of Duty for the multiplayer. I've skipped just about every campaign so far. So all things considered, if I'm just kind of looking from an outsider perspective at this point, divorced from whether or not I'm ever going to play it, I came in ready to like hate and think, well, this is going to be the same copy and paste job we've had for the past 5 titles. And maybe to some degree it is. But when I saw the trailer and I saw the setting in Korea, I thought, well, that's a breath of fresh air for this. It seems kind of interesting. Some cool stuff could happen. And I think a little bit that they're playing off the popularity of like K-pop and everything is just looking in Korea right now. South Korea, that is. It's an interesting enough setting that it made me kind of interested in the campaign. And I don't know if they'll ever do this, but when it comes to Game Pass, I think they're going to be avoiding putting new Call of Duty titles on Game Pass for like the first year. But it would be really cool if they just gave you the campaign on there. And then once you get people hooked on the campaign, get them over to, buy the multiplayer for a discount or something. I think that would be a cool strategy.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I remember when they used to do, when I was, when I was poor and I couldn't afford to buy new games, I remember they would do like the free multiplayer weekends or whatever, and I would, get the game to play that weekend, and just that was fun. So I think that's a really good idea to put that campaign out there, because that's usually, there are some fans that some people get the games just for the campaign, whereas you and I, we're more on the multiplayer side. But yeah, man, it looks great. The story looks great. I don't know, there's always the same characters from the previous ones. I don't know, who's featured in this one. I think in the trailer they showed like it was a Captain Price or something. I don't remember.
Yeah.
But
Ghost.
Yeah, it looks good. Yeah. So yeah, I'm excited to see, because again, the last Call of Duties were just cut and paste, like, here, let's just put out more of this shit. This does look like it has potential to be something new, something exciting. So I'm excited for it, and I didn't think I would be. So yeah. All right. Anything else about that before we? Oh wait, I do want to add one thing. When I talk about it being more grounded, they have already come out and said, and this is a quote: "No Lady Gaga, no Omni-Man, no Teletubbies, no SpongeBob. Keep the receipts." They said so. If you're a fan of those kind of rando things being in the multiplayer, according to this, not this time.
We'll see, right? Because they have the multiplayer so tied in with Warzone, and they seem to care so much more about Warzone than the actual game each year. And Warzone is a competitor of Fortnite, and Fortnite is the multiverse. I don't know. when it launches, I'm sure it won't, but I feel like they've walked back on this before.
Yeah,
I'm sure we're going to have our Kendrick Lamar in multiplayer before long.
yeah, it is hard to like just leave all that money out there on the table because there's so many people that will just buy. If you put a Drake skin and a Kendrick Lamar skin out there, oh, dude, they'd be billionaires.
Yeah.
I mean, they're already billionaires, but you get to put the two teams against each other, shoot each other. Wow, just like real life. All right, so that leaves us then with swords, and that could only mean one thing: The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. Just when you thought it was done, they're back with more. Songs of the Past is the third expansion coming to The Witcher 3. Did you ever think that they would be making more Witcher 3?
Absolutely not. I mean, we're already talking about Cyberpunk 2, and I thought we were talking about The Witcher 4. I thought there was a trailer for the next Witcher.
Yes, there was. Yeah, I don't get it. I was so shocked when they're like, here's our new thing that we have to show you. So yeah, it's coming out 2027 on PlayStation 5, Xbox SX, and then PC. It is being co-developed with Fool's Theory. They're the team of people that worked on The Witcher 3 initially. So yeah, more information in summer 2026 on this. But yeah, weird, right? It's
Yeah.
I don't know.
So it'll be 12 years after the launch.
People are
Came out in
excited.
2015.
Everybody wants more of a
Yeah.
Geralt. They're not ready to move on.
Oh yeah.
2015. That was the original one.
Yeah,
All right.
the original came out in 2015, and
So
this
yeah,
won't be out until
it's
2027.
yeah. So that's quite the run for Geralt here. Over 12 years of hunting monsters. Yeah, brand new adventure for him. It's exciting. We'll have more about this when we get more information later this year. But yeah, it's more Witcher 3. I'm ready for Witcher 4. And it was going to be like a lady Witcher, wasn't it? That's what we saw in the trailer.
Yeah, I think it's Ciri, like the daughter figure from The Witcher 3. It's like her turn.
Yep. Nope. She's on the back. She got kicked to the curb. We're not ready for you, Lady Witcher. It's we're going back to Geralt of Rivia. All right. So those are our three big bullet points. Let's get into some other. We still have big news, but it's just not. I don't have fun word games anymore. We do have a little bit of shitty news. Fable has been delayed to February 2027. I kind of expected this to happen, and I was really hoping that it wasn't going to happen because this is definitely one of my most anticipated games still to come out. And like we always say it, if you need to delay it, that's fine. There's a lot of games that we could play. I'm a little upset, but they're delaying it. The quote from them: "In order to plan our game launches through the holidays in a way that works best for players, we're moving Fable to February 2027 so it can have the dedicated moment it deserves. We're excited to be giving players a major new look at Fable, as well as our broader lineup at Xbox Game Showcase on June 7th. So, you think this is just hiding from GTA?
That's what I was gonna ask. What do you know when the original release date was supposed to be?
I don't even know if they had a date yet. It might have just
they
been
just saying like Q3,
like fall or something. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I think.
Yeah, in that case, probably. I mean, especially with that last line, that all this stuff was coming out, and they wanted to have a time of its own. It's probably a good idea to put a little space between. Well, Forza Horizon 6 is all I hear about right now, but then also GTA 6. I think that's the other one to avoid.
Yeah. So, we'll have more information June 7th from the game showcase. Hopefully, we'll get to see more of it because I'm ready for it, man. I'm okay that they pushed it out. What was probably only be a few months if it was set to come out in the fall. So that's fine. Give me more opportunity to fully enjoy and immerse myself in that world. All right. Next up, Let's quick talk about the PlayStation Plus games for June. Those were announced. PlayStation Plus subscribers will be getting Grounded Fully Yoked Edition, Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2, and Warhammer 40K Dark Tide. Interesting lineup. Nothing. I mean, Grounded. I hear great things about that as a co-op. Survival game where you shrink down into tiny little people. You got a Nickelodeon fighting game, and then a co-op Warhammer action shooting game. So, a little something for everybody, as long as you like those three things. What do you think?
Have you ever played one of those Nickelodeon All-Star games? Because, I mean, they've been making these things since PlayStation 2, at least. And I'd never hear anything about them, but it seems like when Metaverses came out with all the WB properties, that was a big deal. There's a lot of fanfare, and I don't know why this Nickelodeon one doesn't get the same kind of reaction.
Yeah, I was actually thinking the exact same thing when I was putting the notes together, because I'm like, my son used to love watching me play the WB one. And then I was like, well, maybe I'll download this for him because he loves SpongeBob. He's really into all the Nickelodeon stuff. So we'll check it out. I don't know if it's anything that he could play yet. He's played the Super Mario. What is that called? The game where
Smash
they punch Smash Brothers. He played that, and he likes that. So if this is anything like that with SpongeBob, I think he'll like it. So we'll check it out. I'll let you know. You could check it out too. I'm not saying I'm just going to do it. You are welcome. So yeah, and then Warhammer. Don't forget Warhammer. Which there's so many Warhammer titles. I don't know what is what. But.
Oh God, yeah. Just quick aside on that. The Steam store was having like a Warhammer publisher sale or something like that. And I was just trying to look through it. I'm like, which of these would be good? And half of them, I couldn't even tell, like, what style of game is this? Because there's like 60 of them.
Yes. Yeah. And most of them are like that 4X, like strategy tabletop type thing, which I don't know how to play those. But I guess it's more in line with like the actual Warhammer minifigs game. All right. Next, this is the part of the show where we usually talk about new game announcements, but today we've got a new engine announcement. What? Unreal Engine 6 was just announced during the Rocket League Paris Majors. They released like a teaser showing Rocket League kind of made with Unreal Engine 6. This is the first we're seeing of Unreal Engine 6. And it was kind of a surprise thing. I feel like 5 was only out for a short period of time, and I know people have trouble with it, kind of creating games. It's very buggy. So maybe this is just the next, to get out of that. But yeah, they a couple notes. One, they showed this during this Rocket League thing in this huge stadium full of screaming people, and I was shocked to see that Rocket League is still that popular. And two, I just found out that Rocket League still uses Unreal Engine 3. So they're going to jump from 3 to 6, which is crazy. Did you watch this little teaser trailer?
Yeah, wasn't much to it. That was a pretty short clip to show off the engine.
Yeah. I'm assuming that it's the first of many. I kind of expected, like, if you're going to show off Unreal Engine, you're going to use Fortnite, right? Like, it would surprise me that was not in there. So I'm fully expecting, sometime soon that we're going to get a UE6 Fortnite showcase teaser type thing, Yeah,
it's going to be interesting when they start building more games from the ground up for it, rather than like upgrading their older games into it. I think we'll see what it can really do.
Yeah, I'm hopeful that it's easier to work with than UE5, because you just hear about like the stories of these games that look great, but they can't process. They're laggy, they're buggy, and it seems to be a Unreal Engine 5 issue. We'll see. I'm sure there'll be more, but I do have to say it looked amazing. Like the cars I mean, what a jump though, to look
Yeah.
at these cartoony little Rocket League cars, and now they're like these beautiful, realistic looking vehicles. Was pretty cool to see. So when's the last time you played Rocket League?
Oh God, it's been minimum like 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, yeah, it's crazy that it's still going strong. That stadium, man, was packed. I couldn't believe it. Yeah, we'll have more news as I'm assuming we'll get more and more clips of the new engine, and it's not supposed to be out for probably like till next year or even 2028. So a ways to go on that. And then a new game that we did get to see, Planet Zoo 2 had a announcement trailer, and it looks really good. If you're a fan of zoo games or simulator games, this one looks amazing. It's you're building a zoo. You got animals in your zoo. This one though is adding some features. Fully aquatic animals and flying animals were not included before. Now you could have that. As well as it also now has this wildlife reserve type thing where you could, customize these wildlife reserves and have the creatures, the animals out there instead of, in the zoo. So yeah, it looked really cool. Lots of different animals that you could have in your zoo. Comes out October 13th on all the things. So are you a fan of these style of games?
Yeah. Going back to like the tycoon games, and the most
Mm-hmm.
fun part about them, which I hope they don't take out of this one, is like getting bored, freeing the tigers and letting them, have their way with the guests.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to have that in there. I mean, let them eat the children. That's
Yes.
is our thing. Just children in peril. That's the theme of this episode.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Maybe baby with a knife will
yeah,
show up to save them.
exactly. Yeah, the baby of the knife, and or with a gun too. If we're taking it
Yeah.
from the score with a gun thing, yeah, they'll definitely save the day. But yeah, this one looked beautiful based on the trailer. Again, I watched this trailer with my son. He's like, "We got to get this game." Like he loves the zoo and animals and stuff like that.
Mhm.
I get really frustrated with these games when oh, your park is it needs
Yeah.
this bullshit, another bathroom, someone shit on the floor, and I'm just like, no, I can't deal with this. I just want to play with the animals. So
Oh yeah.
maybe that'll
And
make it
like
easier.
having to manage your money and you end up going bankrupt or
Yes.
something just because you tried to expand a little too much, a little too soon, and there's not really
Hmm.
like guardrails to keep you from doing that. Yeah, there's a
Yeah.
lot of frustration in the management side, but you could always probably turn it on to like super easy mode or free mode or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. I kind of wonder if there was like a sandbox mode where you could just kind of, like put animals everywhere. So,
Mm.
but yeah, October 13th, Planet Zoo 2. And that's it. That is all I got for news. I do want to quickly mention, though, that like next week, be ready because we got a very, very big week. It is the Summer Games Fest is taking place next week, and that's just one of the many showcases. All right, so listen to this. These are June 1st, The Mix. June 2nd, Black Voices in Gaming. June 2nd, Sony State of Play. June 4th, Latin American Game Showcase. Women led games. June 5th, Summer Games Fest Showcase. June 6th, Day of the Devs, Southeast Asian Game Showcase, Wholesome Direct, Story Rich Showcase, Green Games Showcase, Pride Parade Showcase, Frosty Games Fest. That's all on June 6th. June 7th, you've got the Xbox Games Showcase and Gears of War E-Day Direct, as well as the PC Gaming Show, the Deutsch Indie Showcase. June 8th, the India Games Showcase, and then somewhere in there, there's going to be a Nintendo Direct taking place. Oh my goodness. Next week is going to be like a 3-hour show. Are you ready for this?
Yeah. Oh
And I
gosh, that's
fully
that's a
expect you to
lot.
watch every one of these.
Oh yeah, live. Stop what I'm doing. Get to
Oh
the
yeah,
15
exactly.
hours of
Yeah.
content.
Dude, it's gonna be crazy. I'm so excited. I'm like, it's like Christmas Eve, and I'm like, oh, I'm tingly, dude. I'm all tingly with excitement. Summer Games Fest is one of my favorite events of the year, and Wolverine. I mean, we know we're gonna see Wolverine at the PlayStation event, so that I'm like right there. Before Summer Games Fest even happens, I get a little bit of Wolverine action, and I'm excited to see what that is. So, anything you're looking forward to
trailer 3.
Next week?
Oh yeah, hopefully trailer 3 for GTA 6. That would be great.
Yep, I could see it. I think we're getting to the point where, we need a little bit more information. Not like they need to like keep us invested, but like, throw us a bone. You know what I mean? Give us something.
Just show us a little more.
So there's a lot of a little bit more, just a little tease, get us through the night. I'm fiending, man. I got the itches. So yeah, there's a ton of games I'm looking forward to. So next week it's gonna be a big show. Be ready for that. Anything else before we get out of here?
No, I think that's about it. I got a cat in my arms that's going crazy. Sorry.
Oh, nice. Very cool. All right. Well, you enjoy your cat. We're getting out of here. Thank you so much for checking out this episode of Gaming News Weekly. Be sure to go find us on YouTube at Pop Culture Playground. That's where you can watch the trailers for everything we've talked about. You can see the that Unreal Engine 6 car right there on your screen. You don't have to hunt it down afterwards. It's real nice that it's just there. We're giving it to you as part of this whole package. But if you want to do it later and you're like, just, you can't be bothered right now, the podcast, man, it's what podcasts are for on the go. Anywhere podcasts are found, just type in GNW, you'll get this show. Make sure you subscribe. That way it's ready for you to go on the go, to go where you go. Don't you know? All right. And then, we're going to, leading up to next week's big showcase, TikTok, we're going to have so much content on there. You're going to be shitting your face off. So yeah, look out for that. See, if I feel like if I just say it, now I'm forced to do it. Because every week I come in here and I'm like, I'm going to put more stuff on TikTok. And I never do. But now I've threatened them with more content. Yeah. So much so, they're going to be shitting their faces off. So now I have to provide that content.
Faces will be shit off. Yes.
Shit right off. So, all right. So keep an eye out for that. And then, next week, our big show. Make sure you come back for that. And we will see you then. Bye-bye.